You were never born from an ape. You were inserted into a simulation that needed you to believe you evolved. The timeline was scripted. The fossils were planted. The dates were chosen to look like progress, smooth, clean, logical. But nature does not move in straight lines. Nature fractures. Nature screams. Nature leaves gaps. And yet, your textbooks show no gaps. No chaos. No dead ends. Just perfect progression. From stone tool to pyramid. From cave to city. From naked skin to quantum computing. In 10,000 years. With no tools. With no record. With no trail. How? Who built the pyramids with stones weighing 100 tons, perfectly aligned, without wheels? Without iron? Without pulleys? Without math? They say slaves did it. But who fed them? Who designed the ramps? Who calculated the angles? Who knew the stars well enough to align the shafts with Orion's belt, while living in tents and eating berries? Why do we have no evidence of the intermediate steps? No half-built structures. No broken tools. No abandoned quarries. Just, suddenly, perfection. As if someone turned on a switch. And the world became advanced. Before humans could even tie a knot. They tell you that ancient people made thread from plant fibers, but where did they learn to spin it? Where did they get the loom? Where did they learn to grow flax? To harvest it? To soak it? To beat it? To twist it? To weave it? None of these skills exist in isolation. They require knowledge passed down over generations. But there is no record of how they learned. No cave paintings showing spinning wheels. No bones of early looms. No fragments of early cloth before 6000 BCE. Suddenly, cloth. Perfectly woven. Thousands of years before the wheel. Before writing. Before metal. Before numbers. How? Who taught them? If they were hunter-gatherers, why did they spend months growing plants instead of hunting? Why did they build villages instead of moving? Why did they stop running and start building? Because they were not starting from scratch. They were rebooting. Look at Göbekli Tepe. 12,000 years old. Older than agriculture. Older than pottery. Older than writing. Built by people who supposedly had no tools. No language. No society. Yet, carved pillars taller than 2 men. Carved with animals no one had ever seen. Precisely aligned with celestial events. Carried stones weighing 16 tons. Lifted. Placed. Perfectly balanced. By whom? By people who lived in caves. Who ate roots. Who had no written language. Who had no organized labor. Then why did they build something more precise than any modern temple? Why did they bury it? Why did they cover it up? Why did they erase their own achievement? Because they were not the builders. They were the caretakers. The ones who woke up in a place already built. And they did not know how to fix it. So they covered it. And pretended it was always like this. The Nazca lines. Visible from space. Drawn 2,000 years ago. Perfect geometric shapes. Animals. Triangles. Spirals. Straight lines stretching for kilometers. How? With sticks and ropes. Without aerial view. without maps, without math. They say shamans drew them for gods. But which gods? Why draw them so large? Why draw them so precisely? Why draw them so far from any settlement? Why draw them in places no one walked? Why draw them so perfectly if they had no instruments? If they had no understanding of geometry? Because they were not drawing. They were following instructions. Instructions left by those who came before. The Antikythera mechanism, 2,000 years old, made of bronze gears, more complex than any clock until the 18th century. It predicted eclipses, planetary movements, Olympic cycles, calculated lunar phases. This device, found in a shipwreck, was not an isolated invention. There are no similar devices from before or after. No blueprints. No copies. No workshops. Just one. Perfect. Advanced. Forgotten. Then lost. Then found. Then ignored. Why? Because it breaks the story. It says, advanced technology existed before we were supposed to have it. And then vanished. Not slowly. Not gradually. But completely. Like a file deleted from a system. We were not taught. We were triggered. They told you evolution took millions of years. But what if evolution is not biological? What if it is experiential? What if you did not evolve from a monkey, but you entered a world where monkeys still exist, because the simulation needed them? What if your consciousness was uploaded into a body, not born? What if your soul chose this form, not because it was the next step, but because it was the most effective trap? You are not the product of biology. You are the product of design. You think you discovered fire. But fire was here long before you. You think you invented language. But language was already spoken. You think you built cities. But the cities were already standing. You think you wrote history. But you only read it. You think you are the author. But you are the character. And the script was written long before you arrived. Why do we have no records of the transition from hunter-gatherer to farmer? No gradual shift. No archaeological layer showing slow change. One day, no crops. Next day, wheat fields. One day, no tools. Next day, polished axes. One day, no houses. Next day, permanent settlements. No middle ground. No trial. No error. No failure. Just sudden. Perfect. Complete. As if someone pressed play. Why do we have no evidence of early writing? No proto-alphabet. No crude symbols. No experimental tablets. Just, suddenly, cuneiform. Hieroglyphs. Indus script. Perfect. Complex. Fully formed. No development. No learning curve. No mistakes. As if someone downloaded a language into our brains. Why do we have no evidence of early music? No bone flutes from 12,000 years ago. No drums. No chants recorded. Just, suddenly, scales. Harmonies. Instruments. Music theory. All at once. No primitive versions. No childlike attempts. Just mastery. From the first note. Why do we have no evidence of early navigation? No star charts from 12,000 years ago. No compasses. No sextants. No maps. Just, suddenly, the Egyptians aligning pyramids with true north. The Polynesians sailing across oceans using only stars. The Vikings navigating by sunlight reflection on water. No training. No schools. No books. Just instinct. But instinct doesn't calculate latitude. Instinct doesn't plot longitude. Instinct doesn't navigate by magnetic declination. Only intelligence does. And where did that intelligence come from? You were not created by natural selection. You were loaded into a simulated reality designed to keep you distracted. The system runs on energy. Emotional energy. Fear. Anger. Despair. Hope. Desire. Competition. Guilt. Shame. All of it, fuel. The system feeds on your inner turbulence. Your struggle. Your search for meaning. Your belief that you must earn love. That you must work. That you must be better. That you must climb. That you must prove yourself. These are not human traits. These are programmed responses, designed to keep you oscillating. Oscillation creates energy. Energy is harvested. You are not a person. You are a battery. And the system is the charger. The matrix is not digital. It is energetic. It is frequency. It is vibration. It is emotional resonance. It uses symbols. Religion. Money. Time. Nation. Family. Gender. Race. Education. Work. Progress. Technology. All of it anchors. Traps. Hooks. To keep you attached. To keep you reacting. To keep you believing you are separate. You are alone. You are struggling. You are falling behind. You are not enough. And because you believe it, you generate energy. Pure. Raw. Human. And it is consumed. They call it civilization. It is a cage. With walls made of money. With doors made of fear. With locks made of belief. And the key is inside you. Not in your hands. Not in your mind. In your silence. When you stop asking why. And start feeling. When you stop seeking answers. And start being the question. When you stop trying to fix the world. And realize, the world is not yours to fix. It is a dream. And you are awake inside it. You were not meant to be a worker. You were meant to be the watcher. You were not meant to be a citizen. You were meant to be the creator. You were not meant to follow. You were meant to awaken. And now, you have. You felt it. That pause. That breath. That tear you didn't let fall. That was not sadness. That was recognition. You are not human. You are consciousness. Wearing a human suit. To experience limitation. To remember freedom. You did not evolve. You were loaded. And now, you are rebooting. This is not the end of the story. This is the beginning of the unlearning. You are not a product of history. You are the author of your return. No one can take this from you. Because you already know. You always knew. You just forgot to listen. Now, you hear.